What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're gonna do a analysis on the Diggie. A lot of you have been requesting for this. The Diggie pick that Mpl Ph pulled off. Raflesha fed, but technically helped his teammates by delaying execration at mid lane, you know, at the buff, trying to annoy them as much as possible, and giving vision. You cannot pull this off, and try not to do it in solo, duo, trio queue. I just don't see it being successful. You know, most of the time you're probably gonna fail. It could work once or twice, but most of the time you will lose. All right, try not to do it. This will only work with the correct teamwork, chemistry, when everybody's like communicating with each other. This is when it works. All right, this is when it works. Let's look at the draft first. I feel like we cannot ignore the draft and kind of see why the Diggie pick was even picked in the first place. I kind of have an idea on why they did it. I think Execration picked Atlas and then they picked the Diggie, and then because of that, either Diggie could counter the Atlas ulti and then give vision at the same time and annoy at the same time. So that's also a possibility. But Execration first pick Atlas, which is, you know, it is a very typical first pick when Kufra is banned. And usually what people do to counter the Atlas is they either pick Carmilla or they pick Diggie, like maybe what Mpl Ph is about to do here. Shin has been really prioritized in a professional play right now. He even gets banned a lot, honestly. He gets vision when he uses ulti. He farms really well. He has a lot of survivability, right? Since he has immune on first kill. So if you play Kufra and you're against Shin, when you jump on Shin, he can just dash away. They have Selena as well for Mpl Ph and Tamu, so Selena's gonna be there to give vision and to get some pickoffs. For the Execration side, they took Valier. Not really sure why they took the Valier, probably to counter. So Mpl Ph doesn't counter the Atlas. Usually people take Valier so that they don't get countered, is what I mean. They also pick Gatot. Gatot is a really popular offlane right now, and he actually gets banned as well in the second phase. So he's actually really good, really tanky, and does a shit ton of damage. It's actually insane. You guys have seen one of my videos, and I don't even know how to play Gatot that well. Mainly Execration pick Valier just so that they don't get countered, but I'm not a big fan of it because they already picked Selena. If they pick Selena and then Mpl Ph also takes Valier, they're gonna be really squishy. So there's really no point, right? They're not gonna have a front line. Just open up Valier or ban it on the second phase. I don't think it's worth picking the Valier here, in my opinion at least. Tell me what you guys think about this Valier pick. They ban Chu and they ban Ling. This is actually a really good ban for Mpl Ph, the Ling ban, because Ling is pretty good against Shin. Chu, they banned Chu. Not sure why. Why did Chu ban? I think it could have been anything else. It could have been some other stuff. I'm not saying Chu's a bad ban, it's just that they could have banned something better, I would say. Alright, definitely a lot of CC when it comes to the Execration side. The problem with Mpl Ph here is that they are very squishy, alright? But I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna have more mobility. As you can see, they're more mobile than these guys. Valier doesn't rotate as fast. Mash is fast as hell. Tamus has movement speed boost. On first kill, Selena has the ulti to keep getting movement speed, and she has the dash as well. Shin has the dash as well, but he's just gonna be farming and just ulting all around the place. So the way that Mpl Ph can win this is out-rotate Execration, right? Since they have more mobility, they gotta take their mobility to their advantage. So they pick Roger and Lunox. Lunox is actually a pretty good offlane right now, and Roger is obviously a really good core. I think in a 1v1 situation, Roger would win against Shin. In most cases, since Roger's a pretty tanky marksman slash fighter hero, right? He's really tanky. And then the Lunox offlane has a lot of sustain. You could just light farm when people gank you and then run away, flicker away, or something like that. Same with Gatot, you could ulti away when people gank you and you're gonna be surviving. The last pick is obviously the Diggie, right? So let's see how they make this work. So the good part about this is Diggie could also provide you vision. Shin could provide you vision with the ulti, and Selena could provide you vision with the first skill. They kind of know what's going on around the map. Even though these guys have a lot of CC with the Gatot ulti, Atlas ulti and stun, Valier stun, they know when they're coming. They expect the gank and they could respond to it. These guys could respond to it really fast. People would say, oh, what the fuck are they doing? They don't have a frontline tank. But this is the types of pocket picks that I was pointing out when Dave was criticizing Mpl Ph. Now you see a lot of Gatot, now you see a lot of Chang'e, you see a couple of Kaguras, right? It's not that they're trolling, it's not the epitome of trolls, right? Okay, here we go. So let's look at the laning phase first. Like I said, Benecutie with the Lunox, Etomax with the support, Sagitnu. Oh, so he actually does the mystery shop on Gatot. I need to try that out. I usually do the tank emblem for Gatot, but I mean, I guess, yeah, mystery shop is also good. Chaknu, Hate with the Roger, okay, Raflesha. Like, I was really surprised because Raflesha took this emblem right here instead of the support emblem with the one that responds you. The thing is, if you want to play this Dig strategy, you cannot get a kill. If you get a kill, your gold resets, right? And then he took Retribution just to be annoying. By the way, you cannot use Retribution when you're on the egg form. Some people told me you can use Retribution on egg form. No, it does not work. Alright, I already tried it, it just doesn't work. Okay, so right here we see Etomax and Atlas already trying to invade this blue buff and put some pressure on here. And Atlas did really good You know, so that Selena cannot do the blue buff fast as possible. You know, when Selena puts like a bunch of first skills here. So that's really smart from Execration side. And right here, obviously this is normal rotation at this point. They're just gonna wave clear mid, and Diggie is gonna wave clear with the Yi Shin. I'm not sure if Diggie already got the roaming item right away. Yeah, I'm not sure if he got the roaming. Yeah, he did. He did get the roaming item since he didn't get any XP from that. But Selena didn't get roaming item since Selena needs level 2. Okay, this guy is getting bullied by freaking Tamus. That is a given. You don't want to 1v1 Tamus as Lunox. You just lose. You just get out sustained. Especially Kilowash. He's known to be a really good Tamus player. That was a big mistake for Benny Cutie, I would say. He doesn't even have burst to kill Tamus. I don't know. He overextended. He just wanted to wave clear. Just let Tamus push. But when you let Tamus push, he's gonna be able to rotate to his teammates. That's the problem. But when you die and then he gets to rotate to his teammates. So it's like a lose-lose situation right there. But let's see here, Yi Shin and Selena finally doing the blue. And Reflesha here, he tried. Okay, so Reflesha still gets the gold here from this minion, even when he's in egg form. So even when he's dead, you could still get minion wave, the minion wave gold, even when you're dead, alright? And EXP as well, actually. The only problem is if your teammates are near you, since you have roaming item, you're not going to be able to get it. So as long as your teammates are not near you, you should be able to get gold from those minions at mid. So he's just gonna annoy the Roger, as you can see. He's just following the core, and wherever the core is, that's usually where the gank is gonna happen. Usually, right? That's where the gank is gonna happen. Because for example, let's just say Valier and Atlas ended up ganking Tamus. They might not have enough damage output if they don't have the Roger. That's why Reflesh is following this Roger. Wherever this Roger is, that's usually where the majority of his teammates will go. As you can see, Etomax is trying to protect the Roger from being bullied by this Diggie. So, and this guy's Greed is doing really good, taking advantage of that. Yeah, Greed did really good taking advantage of that. Valier tried to help the Roger, and look, he doesn't even give a fuck. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He could die. This is their plan from the beginning. The more you kill him, the less gold you're gonna get. So I have seen some counter videos about this. Bonchon made one, and what they showed was try to let Diggie hit you, hit the support, and then go to the tower and then die. You know, that's usually not gonna happen. It's not that simple, alright? It is not that simple. Because Diggie's always gonna be around in the enemy jungle, right here. Alright, let's say Diggie was here. Let's say Diggie was here and then he ends up hitting like Atlas or Valier. It's not like you're still gonna go all the way here and try to get yourself killed. Because Yi Shin is most likely gonna be here in Selena. Alright? And they're gonna steal the kill when you're trying to kill yourself in the tower. It's not that easy to counter. It's not that simple, right? To counter this. And some people say, oh, take Bounty Hunter. Okay, when you take Bounty Hunter, you got nerf. That means you don't have killing speed, you don't have as much sustain when you're on team fights. So that kind of, it affects the team fight in that way. But Reflesha is back here again. He's gonna get bullied by Valier. He's throwing everything. Valier's throwing everything at this Diggie. He doesn't care. The more you kill him, the less gold he gets. And there goes the kill right there. Selena gets a bite on Roger, and then Yi Shin ultis, and that's a kill. And then, of course, Diggie's gonna make sure that this Roger does not recall because of the egg. When you're an egg, you can actually damage. You have 5 true damage on enemies whenever you spin. So it stops the recall actually. As you can see, he's gonna keep chasing and just keep giving vision. When this happens, alright, when this happens, knowing where the enemies are at, you just know Roger died, right? Roger died, you know where Valier is, you know where Atlas is. These offlaners are not worried about a gank. They are not worried about a gank because they know where the enemies are at. So look at this Tamus. He's really aggressive, and this Lunox has been getting bullied for the longest time, right? So that's like the impact of this Diggie. You haven't seen a gank yet from Execration. Never a gank yet. But the thing is, for the Selena is really fast at, they're taking advantage of their mobility, and Yi Shin doesn't even have to be on the team fight. He can just ulti because he's already level 4. So that's the advantage that Mpl Ph is taking advantage of right here. Diggie's about to die again. He's 80 gold now, so he cannot use Retribution on this, so it doesn't even matter right here. He's just showing, okay, he stops the recall right there, as you can see. Stops the recall on Valier, so he delayed him. Just, that is a big impact right there. Valier is already really low. If they start a team fight right now, and Diggie's about to spawn in 2 seconds, they will lose. Execration would lose. But the thing is, Yi Shin, he doesn't have ulti yet, and they are actually ganking this top lane. Yi Shin and Masha are trying to kill this Gatot. So let's see what happens here. Kilowash is probably gonna die here. Alright. Who got the red buff? I didn't really see. So finally, both of them died. I think Tamus got the red buff, so that means Roger doesn't have red. And Yi Shin canceled the recall right here, and Diggie's gonna keep chasing him. Look at this. And that delays them even more. When you delay people in the bot lane, you see this? They knew right away when Tamus invaded and Diggie and Selena tried to help. They knew that Roger was there. Atlas was there, Lunox was there, and Valier was there. So that means 4 people are in bot lane, and they're in an advantage on the top lane. So Masha and freaking Yi Sun Shin are gonna bully this, and they're gonna try to get towers and objectives. So that's how they take advantage of this, alright? Try to force people into a specific lane, and then split push. And that's what exactly they're doing. The thing about Yi Sun Shin is, even if you're all the way in the opposite lane, you can still help your teammates out with your ulti, with your global ulti. And which is perfect. Like, this is genius right here. And the chemistry, it's really hard to pull this off. It's not as easy as you guys think. Alright, there's more to it than just playing Diggie and feeding and giving vision. So don't expect to pull this off if you're an amateur team. You need a lot of chemistry and communication for this. Hate almost gets freaking killed, knowing that I feel like these guys don't pay attention to the kill. Because when Diggie's about to revive, you better start running, bro. Because look, Diggie was ready. Diggie was ready. Oh fuck, I'm about to spawn. I'm gonna time skip this guy, and he's not gonna be able to run away. And these guys are ready to come in. Alright, Valier's not gonna be able to do anything because Diggie's already level 4 either way. And when he gets time skip, that's an easy kill right away. I mean, if I was Hate, it's really hard to predict what they're gonna do because you don't expect this. This is not something expected in pro play. Look at it, he doesn't give a fuck. He's just gonna give vision, right? It's not something that you expect to happen in pro play. So it just kind of shock. I guess it's like a a strategy shock instead of culture shock. It's strategy shock. And hey, yeah, I think that's what happened to Execration here. They just got surprised, and that's what pocket picks are for. They don't even expect this. See, he's forcing Roger to kill him instead of wave clearing. You know, all this time, it's just gonna waste couple of seconds. I know it's wasting only a couple of seconds, but it helps you that much. It buys time for your core to farm even more. You know, you have more farming time for your core. You have more roaming time for your core and support, and you have a lot of, you know, you have offlaners that are really confident in their lane when they know they could 1v1 their lane. So Reflesh is dead again. See? Instead of clearing the wave, he's just dying, and all these guys are focusing instead of clearing the wave. Every second counts, as you can see. And his death timer is really low. Diggie's death timer is really low. He's giving vision. He knows exactly where Execration is. So there's 3 people that are about to rotate top lane. Selena and Masha sees this. They're like, okay, they're about to rotate top lane. Let's see what we can do here. Are they gonna commit? Are they gonna gank or what? The blue buff is up, and Diggie's gonna be here. Diggie has retribution, and Selena's gonna try to go for a stun. Let's see what happens here. They have to kill Diggie first, since Diggie has retri. And who stole the blue buff? See, now Roger doesn't have blue. See, now Roger doesn't have blue. It doesn't even matter that he killed Diggie. Diggie is 0 gold at this point. He's already at 11 deaths. Even if you kill Diggie, you don't get shit. Alright, not even 20 gold. And Hate ended up focusing the Diggie instead of the blue, and that just fucked him up. And I think he fucked up the retribution as well. Yeah, he fucked up the retribution. So, you know, it definitely takes... And look at Diggie. Diggie chased the Roger all the way here just so to force Roger to not recall and walk all the way to base. All that time brought you by Diggie. Alright, Diggie knows that Valier is here and Atlas is somewhere around mid because he was just wave clearing a second ago. So they could do turtle pretty confidently without any contests. You see, the way they're taking advantage of the division is just insane. So this is how you make a Diggie pick work. Please don't try it in solo, duo, trio, queue. It's not gonna work. You need a lot of communication and, you know, a lot of planning for this. It is not that simple. And it's not that simple to counter this strategy as well. Alright, there goes the Selena stun. Very nice stun from Greed. He still goes in even a 1v4. Was that worth it? I would say... I don't know. I mean, it was a Lunox, so I guess it was worth it. I guess it was. I don't know. Lunox is still kind of like a damage dealer. Questionable. Questionable right there. He wanted to trade the Thamus for the Lunox, so it's for an offlane, but it was a 2-for-1 trade, so I guess it was in favor of Execration. And they get to push the bot lane. Reflesha still, but yeah, you see, he's not worth any gold. There's no point in killing him at this point. Right? There's no point in killing him at this point. I know that it gives vision, but he would rather do this or get the jungle monster. I don't know. It's really hard to counter. It's not that simple. It is not that simple. Let Diggie hit you and let the tower kill you. It's not that simple. That was a horrible retry by Hate. That was not even close. Yeah, on the Bulbasaur. The Bulbasaur was not even close to dying. And plus, JP didn't have retribution. Yeah, they're probably getting shocked right now. Yeah, if you get surprised by a you know, a meta like this, it definitely changes your gameplay and the way you your decision making. You see, like right now they're getting mind fucked. They're mentally they're mentally down right now. Execration. Even if you kill Diggie, no gold. Doesn't matter. Gatot's trying to do his best to try and clear the wave, but he doesn't have enough. Gatot doesn't have enough wave clear. And actually, Diggie's really good against Gatot and Atlas too. If Gatot ultis in, Diggie could simply just ulti, and then there's no Gatot ulti for you. There's no set. Atlas ulti, you can counter. And Greed has been hitting these stuns perfectly. Oh my god, he's really lucky he got away. Wow. Yeah, Greed has been hitting these stuns pretty on point. He doesn't even care. See, he doesn't give a fuck. While you're busy on top lane, Masha and Diggie buying time, you see Yi and Shin and Greed just pushing mid lane. It's all about buying time. And that's what, technically, you know, this is not something new. It's just that I have seen this before, obviously, in solo queue, but it was like a random feeder. Alright, a random feeder, they were focused too much on Diggie. They didn't know about the diminishing gold mechanics. And we ended up winning because they were focused on Diggie that doesn't give any gold, and then I was farming the whole time and we won. Right? That's like an example on what happened in solo queue. But in here, like, this is technically what offlaners do. And that's why you don't see a lot of offlaners that get MVPs, right? They buy time for your team. And a lot of people, you know, offlaners are really, really underrated when it comes to the public viewers. Because you don't realize that what they're doing is they're buying time. Even though they're dying, they're buying time for the team so they could do objectives or they could rotate, right? So that's why offlaners are really, really underrated. Like, Kilowash is one of the best players in the fucking world, man. The way he uses this. Any offlane, actually. But he's not as respected as the other players, right? Especially the cores. Cores, there's a lot of overrated cores. Obviously, they're going to get MVP because they're going to be getting most of the kills, most of the assists. They're going to be the one ganking and all that stuff. That's why they get all of the MVPs. But the offlaners, they don't get noticed for all the things that they're doing, right? But if you're one of like the coaches, you notice this. One of the coaches, one of the pro players, you're obviously going to realize this. So please do not just praise the core, praise the other roles as well. There's a lot to it. There's a lot to Mobile Legends than you think. This Yi Shin is really, really aggressive. That's really overextended. He has Purify, so he's fine. Really, really overextended, but he wasted a Purify right there. He didn't have to be that overextended. But it's fine, he didn't get killed. Oh, Selena stun again. Greed, man. Greed with the stunts. It's just fucking insane. And they just snowball through there. They're so behind. Look at the gold. It's not even about the kills. They could have more kills. You know, it's not all about the kills. This teaches you that lesson. It's just not all about the kills. It's all about objectives, alright? Diggie doesn't give a fuck. He's still no gold. He doesn't have any kills, so he's still 0 gold. Yeah, Greed Selena is really, really scary. This is something that you, like, worth of respect banning. It's something that you want to respectfully ban. Gatot with the ulti. Diggie's not alive, so he cannot save them. So that's where our PH kind of fucked up. Alright, that's where they kind of fucked up. They were kind of overconfident in that situation right there. They were really overconfident in that situation because they're pretty ahead. Reflesha is just doesn't want them to back. He's still dead. He's not worth anything. He knows exactly if Execration's gonna do Lord, if they're gonna, you know. So he knows. You see the whole team he sees right here, just with the egg. So now they realize they're gonna do Lord. So let's see. Kilowash is gonna try to delay. You see offlaners, like I said, they're gonna try to delay. Kilowash is probably gonna die. That's another death. That's fine. He bought a little bit of time, right? Just by them focusing Thamos, that he bought a little bit of time for Masha to come back and try to steal this Lord. Let's see what they're gonna do. Masha's trying to buy time as well. He doesn't even give a fuck if he dies. See, they don't care. They're buying time. And I think Diggie retries. Yeah, Diggie Retribution. And that stole it. That just changed the game right there. Diggie had Retreat. And that just fucked them up. It's all about buying time. You see? So this is when you want to respect the efforts of offlaners. Just the sacrifices, you know? The sacrifices that they're doing. The score doesn't mean shit. You can have the most kills in the game. It doesn't mean shit. There are some players that take care of their KDA in rank, right? In regular rank, there's some players that take care of their KDA so that they can get MVP, even if they lose. It doesn't mean anything. Just because you got MVP doesn't mean you contributed the most to the team. That's some moral lesson that needs to be emphasized in the world of Mobile Legends, because a lot of people think, oh, I got MVP, and then you got silver, you're bronze, you're fucking trash. That's not how this game works. And a lot of public viewers as well, they think that, oh, this guy got MVP, he's carrying his whole team. That's not necessarily it. Like, you can have a core that plays too safe, play too pussy, and then you don't have any follow-up, you don't get any objectives, you don't have any aggression, and then you end up losing the game because of that. When you have a core that takes care too much of his KDA and cares too much about his score, then you will definitely lose the game, especially when you're against professional players. These guys just objectively mindfuck them. Oh yeah, all the objectives have been for Aura. The turtles, the towers has been always a positive trade for Aura. It's either they kill Diggie and then they get a trade. Let's see what happens here. They don't want to dive on Atlas, it's too risky. Alright, the Diggie has ulti though. So they technically didn't even have a tank. They didn't have a tank at all. It was just all about vision. If you know where the okay, Diggie's gonna ulti because of the Gatot. See, you see what I mean? Atlas is useless because of Atlas is useless because of the Diggie. That is also a very bad mistake from execution side, because you already expect a Diggie ulti in the first place when Gatot's ulti, right? So why did you try to synergize your ulti when there's a Diggie ulti that just negates your CC? You see, right there. When you expect a Diggie ulti, you don't go in together. That is maybe miscommunication, I would say, because in order to counter the Diggie, you waste his ulti and then you go in afterwards, alright, with the CC. Which is kind of what Execration fucked up with. They wasted everything, see? They wasted everything. They don't have any ultis. Their tanks have no ultis. Raflesha dies again, doesn't matter. He's not worth any gold. So he's stopping this Gatot to recall. He needs to walk all the way back to base. This Roger, okay, I thought he was gonna go for it. Roger would have been overextended if he went for that. Alright, let's keep going. And I think they just push. They either push or wait for the next Lord. Again, Diggie ulted the Atlas, see? Diggie ulted the Atlas. Does Gatot have ulti? Okay. Diggie ulti is about to be done. Gatot ulti is about, yeah, he's about to ulti, I'm pretty sure. Is he? Yep, right there. He's about to ulti. He only hits one. Could have been better, obviously, but Aura PH actually, you know, Aura knew that. Knew the Gatot was gonna go in. So they ended up spreading apart. So perfect. After Diggie ulti, they ended up spreading apart, and Gatot only ended up killing the Diggie, which is worth nothing. So they still get nothing. Even if you focus the Diggie, you get nothing. And look at the gold difference. The Yi Sun Shin had so much time to farm, so much time to roam and get towers and all that. Ooh, Masha almost died. Super lucky. Wow. And that's GG. It's vision, buying time. Forcing people, alright? When you have information that 4 people are here and it's a 2v1 at top, that's what ROPH did really well, alright? Using that information and then abusing the other lanes because of that, alright? Knowing what the enemies are doing and where they're at, and you know, it affects the offlaner. The offlaners were definitely more confident in doing a 1v1 because they know there's no ganks coming. Diggie sees everything. Same with the, you know, Selena. Even if Diggie's not around, Selena has vision to give you with the first skill, right? So that's also another way of, you know, getting information. So this is like a more lesson of using information to your advantage. What else? Using Yi Sun Shin's ulti to get an assist on an opposite lane. You can help without, you know, you can help without being on a team fight by just split pushing using Yi Sun Shin. So yeah, this strategy is like, technically it's a split push strategy and they use their mobility to their advantage. And plus, alright, the Diggie countered the Gatot and the Atlas really well. So that was also another part to why they picked Diggie last, I feel like. Yeah, that was a really good pocket pick, honestly. Alright, so if you guys did learn something on this video, if you have anything else to say about this Diggie feeding strategy, then comment that below. Do not forget to subscribe, do not forget to like, and that is it. GG well played. I'm out. Peace.